So our next resource person, Honorable Ms. Ekta Bouderlique ji is with us. We request, am I audible to all?
Yes.
Ji.
Yes.
Namaste ma'am, we welcome you on this call. And
Namaste.
in this call, our Honorable Secretary General sir is also with us, and Secretary of World Yogasana. We welcome you, sir.
Very good evening to one and all, and we welcome our divine sister Ekta ji. She is our international coordinator of Heartfulness Organization, Sri Ramakrishna Mission, Sri Ramchandra Mission, Kahanavan, Hyderabad. She is a active and close disciple of Heartfulness, and she is the international coordinator of Heartfulness Organization. And she spared her very precious time for this coaching training program. Approximately 19 countries are on board Ekta ji, and from different countries, approximately 7 to 8 countries are from Africa, Canada, USA, and Vietnam, Asian countries, Bangladesh, Nepal. These countries and the representatives of the are there, and they are very keen, and they are taking very keen interest in learning the methods of coaching, specifically in Yogasana sports. Uh, because it is a very new sport, competitive sport, and we have focus that we have to first train our then we have to travel chance to sister Ekta ji. Thanks a lot, Ekta. Over to you from our side, Yogasana Bharat and World Yogasana. She is our secretary of World Yogasana, and she is having very keen interest in sport. Her spouse, her children are there in sports. She belongs to France, and she is leading the international coordination of Heartfulness. Over to you, Ekta ji.
Thank you, JD Bhai Saab ji.
Very warm welcome.
Isha, the way you present and you say things, even while you're driving somewhere in middle of the country, which always you are doing, is very touching. Thank you so much for taking the time to present me and for inviting me to this call. I'm very impressed to see the efforts you are making with international and national and all levels of Yogasana Bharat. We owe you a lot, Jaideep Bhai, because if you were not there, I think we would not have had this kind of a meeting. And one thing after the other you are pushing. It is for the benefit of the sport, but also of the world. And thank you so much. And I say pranams to Pujya Swamiji Maharaj, who is inspiring this work from Haridwar. And it is the reason we have all joined. And Pujya Daji has decided to join this work. So to both of them, my deep pranams before we start our work. And thank you, Jaideep Bhai, for training these people. I have seen you in action, so I know that even on the road, you are in action, which is a lot of dedication. So he will say good things about everybody, but I know how much he is doing. So you can say that, we all thank you from the bottom of our hearts, sir. Thank you so much. So good job to have all of you here. I am extremely impressed with the work done to bring all of you to this call. I'm going to speak in English because, as Jaideep Bhai Saab said, There is definitely people who are not
Thank
from
you, Ekta Ben.
Ji sir.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. So, my dear friends and brothers and sisters from all over the world, I'm very happy to join you. Should I be speaking in English or should I be speaking in Hindi? Can somebody tell me that? Hindi or English?
Mixed language you can.
Please speak in English only.
English? Okay. Heart says speak in Hindi, but well, I'll speak in English for the sake of everybody's benefit. So pranams and thank you for having us. I think we'll go straight to the subject before wasting any more time. I feel very deeply that this sport carries a lot of weight. This is the sport of the future. I have always said that the inspiration of this sport, which comes from our great masters of current times, like Pujadaji, Puja Swamiji Maharaj, and so many others, is to not promote just a sport. It is to promote a spirit. It is to promote a way of thinking, a way of living. My subject is counter poses and lifestyle, okay? Although I don't know why they put counter poses and lifestyle together. I'll try and find a link. But counter poses, my friends, is extremely important. I think today people are rushing madly doing yoga all over the place, but there is no system. Okay, there is very little method to the madness, which is required. And our work with Yogasana sport is going to put a certain amount of clarity, technicality, methodology, pedagogy, coaching directives to put everything in place. India is going to be the Vishwaguru. It is already the Vishwaguru, but it is now going to take a very important leadership in the world. You see what is happening in the Middle East. It's not a joke. Our role, my friends, is going to be very important. Now, in such a role, yoga will play a critical place. And we cannot have yoga being done anyhow at all, any place at all. You all are aware, in India, yoga is a Guru Shishya Parampara. It is the holy, I would say, dictate of our country. You cannot learn yoga on YouTube. This is not America. This is not England. We respect our Gurujan. We respect our gurus. We respect our teachers. Teaching is something that is holy and sacred. And yogic tradition, my friends, is very important. So bringing it to a sport doesn't make it any banal. It will make it even more important that we are able to follow this properly in the right spirit. For this, we need to have a system. And Yogasana Bharat is setting that system in place assiduously, seriously. We have done a lot of work. My team of Yogasana Bharat, people you don't see on this call today, but who are definitely behind this work, have been working so much over the past 4-5 years to put a structure, to put a framework. Coaches are the heart of that system. Coaches are the people who are going to prepare the athletes of the future. You agree with me, right? They are going to give the values, the technicality of the sport. They are going to put into the sport what is going to define the sport in the years to come. This adventure is starting in India. I hope that we will be able to carry it from India. We don't want this going to the US and being imported to India again. Okay, अपना ही माल अपन को import नहीं कर सकते. ये हमारा काम है to set it up. And to set it up, we have to be very serious about our work. Approximative work cannot happen. All of you are here today for a very important reason. You've been called, you've been requested to come, you've been invited to come because this work that you will do will define the shape of the future. Why are you saying this? You'll ask me, Ekta, why are you saying this? I'm convinced, I'm deeply convinced. My dear sisters and brothers, I've traveled all over the world. I used to live in France, like what Dr. Saab Jaideep Bhai Saab was telling. 25 years I've spent in Europe. I have seen sports there. mostly football. Okay, and I can tell you the back story of football is not beautiful. It's not a beautiful word. Football is violence, football is hurt, football is pain, football is aggression, football is huge amount of competition. And they are struggling to put values into something that should be a sport. It should have fair play, it should have respect, it should have values. ये सब नहीं है और वो डाल भी नहीं सकते अभी, बहुत मुश्किल हो गया है. We are sitting at the conception of a sport. और ये सब चीज हम लोग उसमें डाल सकते हैं क्योंकि हमारी परंपरा में है, हमारे कल्चर में है, हमारे it is in our bloodstream. We know what is values. Now yoga is something that incarnates these values. आप आसन भी कर रहे हो फिर भी आप एक attitude के साथ आसन कर रहे हो, ठीक है ना? You know there is something there. Now this has to be maintained. This has to be evaluated. And for people, for the world to take us seriously, we need to have something like we need to have a structure. We need to have a board. We need to have an act, something more clear. Think about this idea of posters and cross posters, counter posts. What happens? Doing yoga anyhow at all. There are so many yoga schools. Do we know all of them are authentic? They are not authentic. So many have just opened their own yoga studios. Our job it is to make sure that why is a counter pose important? Because yoga is balance. Yoga is the middle path. Yoga is the moderate path. Do you know that if you do a pose and if you don't do the counter pose, the balance in the energies of the body, it's so subtle. Physical balance is one thing. Subtle balance is another thing. Yoga is all about balance. Yoga is all about bringing everything, and centering it. It's about both the nadis and then there is the center path. It is about the light and the dark. It is about life and death. It is about every part of nature. In our yogic practice, when we do asana, when we do pranayama, when we do meditation, we are trying to center. We are trying to bring it all into balance. Life is all about balance. And this, my friends, if you don't do the counter pose, you'll feel the effect of it. Absolutely. Yoga is a choreography. In fact, it is a movement. It is art. And if you are not able to understand this, if you are not able to capture this essence, you cannot be an efficient person. You cannot have a balanced life. Possible ही नहीं है. आप कोशिश करके देख लो. Why do you think all our young people are going practically mad today? With these things like phones. Of course, they're nice, they're good, they're useful. But anything out of moderation can be dangerous, including yoga poses. I hope that we will be able to set up a Yogasana board in such a way that we won't have sport injuries. Yogasana is standing for health. Our ancient rishis would do ascetic practices of a very high order to maintain their energies, to be able to do their long ascetic practices. They would practice poses. Hatha Yoga started with that. And then Patanjali obviously put everything beautifully into a system, which is so stupendous. You cannot do, in fact, yoga is life and life is yoga. The 8 steps of Patanjali are an invariable part of life. You cannot ignore yama and yama. You can try and say, chalo, mujhe koi padi nahi hai. All this is, doesn't make sense. Why should I listen? Why should I do yama, niyama, asana, pranayama? You may not do pranayama, but you are breathing. The day you stop breathing, life is finished. Yes or no? Now, if you're sensible, you'll do pranayama so that your breath is coming and going in such a way to give you maximum output, minimum input. That's smartness, right? Anybody who does business knows this. I don't know which business person would do maximum, the opposite. But we do it with our bodies. We waste our energy and we don't take the right input. ये तो अच्छा है कि हमारी बॉडी नेचर ने ऐसी बनाई, बेचारी प्लान ए, प्लान बी, प्लान सी करती रहती है. बैकअप 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 पर कब तक जिएंगे? एक दिन तो क्रैक होगा ही होगा ना. So आसन, प्राणायाम, यम, नियम, all right, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, pratyahara, these are all aspects of life. And in yogasana sport, you can't ignore any of them. So we must understand that what we are trying to establish is something historic. It's never happened in the world. Nobody could imagine yoga as a sport. It was a brilliant idea. I mean, I don't know who exactly had it. I may guess that it is our great Prime Minister. Pretty much something that he would come up with. It's just his style, okay, to be that smart. But I can jolly well also imagine that it could be our great Pujya Swamiji Maharaj, Ramdev Baba ji, क्योंकि ये उनके सोच ऐसी ही है, कुछ अलग, कुछ अनोखा, कुछ नया करते हैं. Which is why I think my dear Daji must have joined, because he is very appreciative of such initiatives. So when you have these great visionaries who are thinking of these things, there's a reason behind it. For us to align to that is fun, it's exciting, it's great, it's amazing. In a world where so much negative stuff is going on, hey, you and I get a chance to do something good. You and I get a chance to do something new, something innovative, something fantastic. Catch a bunch of athletes and show them how this is done. Yogasanas, I mean, it's something extremely interesting. I practice yoga every day when I do my asana practice. Every day is a new story. Every day my body is different. Every day when I do my pose and my counter pose, I feel something else happening and I can be differently aware. Every day my mind is different. My koshas are aligned differently. Every day is a discovery. It's a new anubhav. My meditation is different every day. So your athletes will look at you as coaches to see something new every day. So as I keep saying, I was recently talking to some coaches in, I think Patiala. They had been having this opportunity of speaking with them. And we really realized that all us coaches who are going to do coaching are going to be role models for these young people. आप कर रहे हो ना तो वो लोग करेंगे. So all that we learn in these yogasana classes, you may not do it at their level. You might not be performing at their level, but hey, are you giving effort? Are you trying? So आपको ये अनुभव खुद तो करना ही पड़ेगा. And thankfully so, because it's such a beautiful experience. Yoga is amazing. I mean, I can guarantee you, you start doing yogic practices, all of them, all 8. Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Dharana, Pratyahara, Dhyana, and Samadhi. You cannot be depressed, sad, upset, unhealthy for long. It's a guarantee that you can't. थोड़े टाइम के लिए कुछ होता है हमको, but these practices just pull you out of this and set you on a new path. Now, when we have such a big future to build, how are we going to build it if we ourselves are not yogis? Number one. And believe me, this is luck. If you are sitting in this room right now, even if it's online, maybe we meet together one day in real. I hope we do. But till then, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm not giving you a pep talk, guys. I'm telling you, you are sitting at the beginning of something historical. Build it, have fun with it, and do it the right way. Let's do it with responsibility. Let's do it sensibly. Let's do it in a way in which we can make our country proud. Doesn't matter which country you're sitting in. There's somewhere within you, in your heart, is a feeling that you want to contribute something good to society. And this is how we'll be able to do it. I hope that at least one athlete or 2 athletes in a lifetime you will be able to come up with champions, at least one or two in your lifetime. You can bring them to the podium at such a level that they'll change history. I think that is a bigger joy than being a champion yourself. So I don't have much to share with you, except that these lifestyle practices, my friends, are something that you cannot avoid. You cannot talk about something that you don't do. So first of all, you'll have to start somewhere doing it. And all of us are together in this. We have, n number of yoga trainers who are available, with Heartfulness. I mean, I live here in Kanha Shantivanam, which is the headquarters of Heartfulness. And we have about 5,000 centers in the world. We have free apps. You can learn meditation. You can do meditation. You can learn these inner practices, because it starts from within. If you are able to take care of what is going on within you, you are able to take care of what's going on outside you. It's simple. Okay. So first of all, can you bring that peace and calmness within yourself, that focus, that ultimate focus, which every athlete is supposed to have? Then you start working on the rest of it. So my understanding of this is extremely simple. The moment you build a right lifestyle, things start falling into place. You become a role model because of the way you live. You can tell your athletes that, hey guys, this is how you do it. Aap karo. And you inspire them by being yourself. I don't think any of us got inspired by somebody who is not actually incarnating principles. Okay? All of us want the truth. We know the truth. कोई कुछ कर रहा है और आपको बता रहा है कि मैं ये कर रहा हूं, तो वो चीज अलग होती है. कोई नहीं कर रहा है और आपको बता रहा है कि वो कर रहा है, तो उसकी पूरी बात अलग ही होगी. आपको instantly पता चल जाएगा, this is not right, isn't it? And you think your athletes are not smart? My God, they're smarter than anybody else. Immediately पहचान लेंगे, ये बात कर रहे लेकिन कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. Right? Empty talk doesn't work. You got to walk your talk, right? So walk the talk. This is your chance. Start, by all 8 limbs. कहीं ना कहीं से पकड़ के कोई एक चीज करोगे ना, the rest of it will follow like that, okay? So if you see, for all of us, we are all passionate about yoga. I mean, I can speak on yoga and do yoga for like hours, because it's amazing what happens to your breath. It's just like, wow. When you're doing yoga and you're performing, let's say you are doing the asana, simple things, okay? You're doing vrikshasana, right? You're doing, let's say, any simple asana also, okay? And the day you upgrade your performance, itna bhi, and you change the energies in your body, and you can start sensing something new, you feel so amazing within yourself. When you do your pranayama practice and you start settling within yourself, you're able to deeply relax, let go, and a new solution comes in your mind which you've not found before about your work or what. It's a eureka moment. Now, those moments you don't get on YouTube. You don't get them on your phones. You don't get them in conversation with your friends. You don't get them in talks like this. I'm not going to be able to tell you. I am not going to be able to tell you anything important today. The only thing I can do is to say, look for it yourself. Nobody can teach you. That's why we have gurus. Why? Because they have done it themselves. And when we follow them, we follow their actual experience, not what they're saying. Now, you have to lead by example. You have to lead by being a role model. And that is great because, you get to change. You get to, see new horizons. And this sport is amazing because I feel not only are we going to be able to have athletes, we are going to be able to change the world of sport. When they see how yoga, asana, athletes are behaving, क्योंकि आप योगा करोगे ना तो आपका स्वभाव बदलेगा ही. ये पॉसिबल ही नहीं है कि your स्वभाव doesn't change, your nature doesn't change. आप अगर आसन करोगे तो आपको ध्यान लगेगा ही. आप अगर प्राणायाम करोगे तो आपको यम नियम का मालूम, माने अंदर से एक प्रेरणा आएगी ही आएगी, आप गलत काम कर ही नहीं पाओगे, बिकॉज योगा इज रियल. आसना, pranayama practices are real. Dhyana is real. It will change something dramatic within you. So how are we going to work this way? How are we going to take part in things? By doing it ourselves. So I don't know for you, but for me, I think this is going to be a fantastic opportunity. And you know what? The world is waiting. If you look what's happening, so many of you are from Africa. I can see it. I know some of you, and I can tell you. Let me give you my little story. I mean, one of you here is a good friend and brother, member from my organization, Heartfulness, called Mr. Ashish Soni from Uganda, and Miss Sona Shah from Uganda. I think they're here. If they're here, hi, I can see. I can't see you guys, but yeah. So they introduced me to a person who has been doing yoga and heartfulness meditation in a place 6 hours from Kampala. Now, this place is a refugee camp, African refugee camp, 6 hours from Kampala in Uganda. And they told me, Ekta, they want to do yoga. I said, हाँ ठीक है, हम आ जाएंगे, हम योग सिखाएंगे, इनको कोई issue नहीं है. So I decided that I'll go in one day and teach them yoga. I went in one day. And you know, the funny thing was, I had thought I'll teach them chair yoga, mane, you know, thoda sa pranayam karenge, thoda sa, you know, I'll do some, you know, very simple shukshma vyayam, and we'll finish off with that. I was ready with my chair. I hadn't even taken out my mat, and I put my camera on, and I said, "Fir chair pe baith ke meditation karenge, aise aise pura karenge." I prepared my protocol. I started, man, when I landed up on this Zoom call, middle of nowhere, 6 hours from Uganda, a total refugee camp with terrible conditions. These guys were ready with the yoga mats. They had, you know, put the camera and they were like ready. And they said, like, let's do yoga. And when I saw them move, they knew most of the asanas and they were practicing beautifully. Wow. I could see them doing camel. I could see them doing, you know, things like I was so impressed. I had to upgrade, suddenly change my flow because I knew they were not going to settle for the simple flow, you know. So of course I went in for a very rigorous Surya Namaskar, you know, then I increased the breathing patterns and I went, and then we meditated deeply. And I was so, you don't know what's there in the world out there. These guys, they want it, okay? And what is between their wanting to do yoga, their progress, their life to change, and you know, the world to change, you and me. It's in our hands, and that is such a privilege, such a responsibility, such an honor, and such an opportunity. Agar humne nahi kiya na, I'm telling you, it's going to be sad. It's going to be really sad. They are hungry for this experience of life-giving energy and joy. And we are the people who can give it. We have been given this blessed opportunity to be able to deliver this. Have you any questions? Please ask me. Because I hate just talking. If I'm not interacting, there's no fun, right? I mean, I'm not even saying anything. Anybody?
Ma'am.
Yep.
Yes. Hari Om. Actually, it's a very different kind of question, but can I ask it regarding yoga itself? But at the global level, if we are just introducing the number of asanas and the protocol which is decided here, is it sufficient at international level? I mean, can we go a little bit in the spirituality also through this Bharat Yogasana?
Listen, what's your name? Manjiri. Manjiri, is that your name, Manjiri? Where are you from?
From Pune, Maharashtra.
Okay, from Pune, Maharashtra. Okay, so Manjari, my answer to your question is very simple. I think yes. I think yes. You should, and we should, all of us. It's not a question of spirituality. See, yoga is secular. Yoga belongs to the world. Yoga is universal. Yoga is a practice. Yoga is not a religion. Yoga is for all humanity. It is everybody's birthright to be able to use these amazing things and develop the highest spiritual, physical, mental development. So
Yes.
why should you hold anything back?
No,
Open your
no.
heart, open your mind, and give it freely. See, the problem happens when we people start dividing. ये ठीक है, ये ठीक नहीं है. ये बराबर है, ये बराबर नहीं. इतना ना सोचो मत. तुम उनकी लैंग्वेज में बोलो ना, क्या इश्यू है? ठीक है,
नहीं,
कल जाके आप
स्पिरिचुअलिटी तो
जापानीज
मानवता ही है मैम। मुझे बस इतना बताना था कि क्या, लेट मी टॉक इन हिंदी,
हाँ
कि
बोलो.
क्या योगासन करना, क्योंकि द पीपल फ्रॉम ग्लोब उनकी फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी तो बहुत ही है, वो इजीली ये सब कर पाएंगे। ये हमारे लिए रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना ऐसी बात नहीं है, लेकिन विद दिस योगासन कुछ इसके बिहाइंड का जो अष्टांग योग अभी जो बाल योगी सर जी ने जो यहाँ पे अभी बताया इन्हीं सेशनों में, तो क्या ये भी हमें वहां तक पहुंचना है और कैसे पहुंचाना है? थ्रू कोचेस इट इज ओके, लेकिन बच्चों को कंपटीशन में अगर इसका कुछ पार्ट रखना, ये ऐसे ही मेरे जो मन में विचार आया, मैंने बस कोशिश करी कि सबके सामने रखूं. सॉरी इफ दिस इज नॉट
No,
द
you
टाइम.
did very well. Thank you for sharing, Manjari. This is very important. जो आपने बताया बहुत important चीज है, क्योंकि ये रखना ही पड़ेगा. आपने कभी कराटे कंपटीशन देखा है, जूडो कंपटीशन देखा है?
जी
जब ये एक दूसरे के सामने आते हैं तो कैसे प्रणाम करते हैं?
जी, बो
They have a
करके.
style, no? Yes, it's
यस
very Japanese. Very
यस
Japanese. It's traditional Japanese. उनके ड्रेस कैसे है? Traditional Japanese. है कि नहीं? तो उनकी
जी
कल्चर में से एक अच्छी चीज लेके जब आए हैं तो ये कर रहे हैं, है ना? अभी आप देखो, हमारे कल्चर में अगर there is a recitation of one prayer which we should do before, what is wrong with that?
यस
Why should we be sorry about something which is going to be of benefit to people? We should not. So I agree with you. We should be able to propose it, but in such a way that the person decides to take it or not take it according to their choice. ठीक है? And वो अपने आप आएगा, because you see, अंदर से आता है. I'm telling you this, it will be born. You know, Omkar is not something you say from here. After years of meditation, it comes from within as a feeling.
yes,
All of
exactly.
you who are listening to this, I invite you to try deep meditation with us at Heartfulness. This is what we do for a living. It is our, I would say, mainstay to teach meditation through Pranahuti. I really invite all of you to try this.
Yes,
After
sure.
1, 2, 3, 4 years of meditation, you see what will happen to your heart. There's something that will shift from within, and you will be able to experience such a deep state of meditation. Our athletes will be
We have to be very open to the globe, because this is the only thing which is written in our Vedas and Upanishad. Only one humanity is the only one dharma. So
It is,
yeah,
right?
yes. Yeah.
Obviously.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Just I agree with just the two lines you lastly you told that when meditation is a very powerful tool. Yeah, I experience with my just trainees when they are not able to perform the particular posture, then I made them to sit for the 10 to 15 minutes, and then I had to ask them to go through the internal energy they have to recognize, which is you are able to do that one, and the internal biochemical systems make them to it's intensified. Then thereafter, once I put them, definitely they will go for the posture. So without any hesitations, this was I experienced, and we have to do that one. Whenever we face the particular things, then we have to go for the internal hidden energy. We have to explode it, and then it will be very easy to achieve the postures. so that we can motivate them through the meditation and spirituality, so that it will touches the heart as well as the brain, and it will stimulate all the systems. Then they are definitely able to do the things. Thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely. What is your name?
Sanjay Swami.
Sanjay what?
Sanjay Swami.
Sanjay Swami. Thank you, Sanjay Swamiji. Very well explained. And I'm happy you are doing this. This shows, you see, all of us have this capacity to train our students, our athletes like this.
Absolutely, ma'am. And they're really keen to learn all these things. Apart from the yoga asana, they're really keen to know about this. It happens in yoga retreat as well. I've conducted one of them, and they were really keen, and they're looking forward to have more sessions such like that. And I do have clients in abroad. Over there also, in a week's I do take deep relaxation and meditation session, which is one thing I think they request me to take those sessions. So I
Very nice.
think they are really keen, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
when I take them some children's in the performance, that one, actually, when you see that live of that one, the childrens are crying, the tears are coming out, but they are laughing when they are performing the poses. The both scenes I can see at the same time. This the Samatvam Yoga Uchyate, I am seeing that one. The pain we are going to resist, and they express the pain in the form of the tears, and the smile is coming, that the achievements. So I had seen 3-4 students. They are really just literally, I have felt very sad that time, but it's my aim to do that one, and I have to make them succeed in their lives. So that's what way I experienced that one. Thank you, lots.
Absolutely. At the same time, our job is also to bring a certain modernity to what we are doing. We are living in this new world, okay? That is why we have brought in so much of technical support to Yogasana sport. We hope that in the future, this technical support using science, the language of science, will be very important for us, which is why you and I will have to be extremely careful about what we do. We have been able to create so many regulations, rules, clear out difficulties in so many ways from this sport, so that it is taken as a serious Olympic sport, so that there are enough number of rules and regulations to be able to create the right framework. Which is why all of you would be invited to think about this as a possibility of becoming coaches, of training, or bringing other people who are into other sports to this sport. Okay, so this is, as I said, this is the new beginning for so many of us. And if I understand well, many of you are not yet coaches of Yogasana. But it's definitely something you should all think about, consider, probably share with others who are in the field of yoga and say, hey, look, now we have Yogasana as a sport. आप लोग इसके बारे में सोचो, है ना? काफी सारे लोग हैं जो इसको भी कर सकते हैं, माने, है ना? So I would suggest all of you to do this, and I would suggest to take support from us. See, everybody's got their field of expertise, okay? And I think so. We also, when I was in the last Yogasana sport coaching session, we had showed something called, even Brighter Minds programs, which can change the capacity of a child in instance. I can't show you that right now, but one day I hope we'll have the time to share that with you. If we meet in real, it'll be easier. But we have these amazing techniques, for athletes to be able to perform at a whole different level. So I would not like to carry on a conversation like this for too long. I will just leave you with a few ideas. Number one, you've got to walk your talk. You have to be models. Number two, so many of you are in countries where this is just starting. It's an opportunity. It's a big opportunity. Now, we can start this work at different levels. I hope that you will all be able to take the support of the Asian body, of the world body, of the national body, and set up in your countries some way to begin this sport, at least at a first level. See, everything big starts with one small step. वो पहला step तो हमको लेना ही लेना है. The fact that you're already all of us here, fantastic, right? If you give yourself an objective that in the next 1 year, I will be able to bring 5, 6, 10 people to this board, to this game, to this work, I will be able to start off somewhere. You know, most of us, I was listening to, I think it was Tony Robbins, most of us, you know, overestimate what we can do in 1 year and we underestimate what we can do in 10 years. We're not thinking clearly, people. So we need to change our thinking. And if you need any support, our organization is ready. The federation is ready. You just name it, we will be there to give you that support so that you can create your work in your country. And Yogasana sport will be better accepted than Yogasana only. Because sports has a way of reaching out to people. Sports is such a good spirit, you know. Everybody has a good time. If you do it well, then the parents, the teachers, the athletes, the schools, the colleges, you know, the communities, everybody can get involved. Okay. So there are a million ways in which we can participate and bring this together, but now is the time to start this work. And we'll handhold you. For any of you who want to learn this specific meditation technique, just write to us. We'll share all the details with you. Send you people there, but nothing on earth should stop you from doing what you're supposed to do. There are no excuses allowed. The only excuse is, hey, I don't want to do this. I hand it over to somebody. Please hand it over to somebody before you drop out. That's the least you can do. We owe it to our country. ये हमारा धर्म है. हमको जिस देश ने पैदा किया ना, जिस देश को हम, you know, the fact that you can speak Hindi, it is a privilege. To understand the word dharma, it is a privilege. I can guarantee you. कोई और लैंग्वेज में आप धर्म का ट्रांसलेशन नहीं कर सकते हो. और ये जानने के लिए आपको ये आपके जीन्स में होना ही है, otherwise you will not be able to understand. Believe me, I recently met a very interesting person who was in Delhi, and this gentleman is the first one who's translated from Sanskrit into Spanish. He wrote the first dictionary, and he also has just recently translated he does the Yoga Sutras. He's done from Sanskrit to Spanish. He told me, he said, you know, you guys don't know what you have. You people have the most rich heritage on the planet. और आप कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो, आप बैठे हो. वो लोग को पता चल रहा है कि हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पे. They are so excited. All of you saw Oppenheimer, the movie. If you haven't, please go see it. If India doesn't take the heritage of what we have, the West will make bombs. I'm sorry, guys. This may sound very one-sided, but that's the truth. The brain needs the heart. We need values, and sports needs Yogasana sports, right? So we need to create good thinking, good work, and that can only happen if we come together to do this work in every country where we are. Don't hesitate. अगर नहीं करना है, किसी और को पकड़ा के भागो. ऐसे मत भाग जाओ. Okay, you're ready. You're allowed to run, but please don't run without giving the package to give the baby to somebody and then run. Okay, don't leave it on the side of the road. That's not allowed. Okay, I think somebody, Jairamji, you had a question.
Yes, namaskar, madam.
नमस्कार. Don't call me madam. मुझे आप एकता बोलो काफी है सर.
अरे बहना यार, नमस्कार. Ekta Ben, because I am from Gujarat.
That is great. Perfect.
Yes.
Bolo.
Now I am associated with Swamiji from 2000 and almost Jayajipti together. I work in Africa for 70. I will not talk long. In 2-3 sentences, I will finish. And from last about 6 months, I have been given the assignment to develop the entry and World Yogasana branches to open all over 55 countries of Africa. I have already started I am in touch with Jaideep ji daily. I work in Africa. On that page, I was in East Africa, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Zambia. We have initiated and started almost branches, and from that, what we are talking, these Ugandan members and Tanzanian and Kenyan, they are also here. I am asking a one simple question, not simple, one important question, that I want to take Yogasana, World Yogasana in all African countries within 6 months from now, say mostly about March 2024. I need, see, everything. I am 76-year-old, no problem. By the grace of Swami Ramdev ji and grace of God and grace of आप जैसे छोटे बड़े मित्रों, छोटे एज में बोल रहा हूँ, आप छोटे नहीं है, से blessing से I am okay with the health, but I need contact details of that countries. I will push. I am a Kaizen man. You might have heard the name of Kaizen, Japanese technology, to productivity improve of the people, quality of yoga and yogasana point of it. But I need contacts to chase, follow up, and these four affiliation initiative I have done in last 10 days only. And
Wow.
And this registration has happened on 29th was the date of starting, maybe 26, 27, 28. Last moment, I have been told by Jaideep ji, and we tried to do, and people has did, not me. We did. We let me use the word we, not I, haven't, because we are developing the team, not see. Sometime you might have heard the management part, how to become a boss and leader. At this age, I want till the last breath of my life, I want to be a leader and doing people doing something. Please help, if possible, to give some contact details.
Sir, whatever contacts we have in Africa, I'll be very happy to share with you. And Jaideep Bhai Saab already has, and if he doesn't, he'll definitely ask. So we are all together in this. Whatever we
Yes.
have, be very happy to share with you. We have all organizations are ready to work together, and I can tell you, sir, that if we come together, we can really do wonders. I'm really thankful to you at your, I would say not just age, but the fresh energy which you're bringing is really an inspiration. I think if you could manage to pull together something like this in a few days, if you keep it up and if we support people like you, I think we can go very far.
How can, to whom do I have to communicate?
You have to communicate with me. I'll put you in touch with Mr. Jaina Krishna. Here you have Miss Sona. I can see Sona Ben. Sona, if you can just raise your hand, I can see you there.
Yes, Sona number I have, I think.
So Sona can guide you. Dr. Krishna Jaina handles our Africa operations for Heartfulness. He will gladly share with you each and every number of each and every country.
Please.
And whatever we have, we will be able to tell them, they'll join, they'll support. So please allow Sona Ben to guide and be in touch with you. She's extremely active. I have
Ben in Uganda or Zambia,
Uganda.
I think.
She's in Uganda.
Uganda.
And I think we have some other brothers and sisters all over Africa. She'll put you in touch with everybody in that place. She knows.
Sona madam, are you online?
नमस्ते भैया, मैं यही हूँ अब, तो मैं आपको सब डिटेल्स दे दूंगी.
I think we have communicated. You have number.
Yes, हमने एक बार फोन पर बात किया था.
Or in Uganda group you are there.
Yes, I'm there.
Please. So you have heard the way by which I have requested the support from the madam, and immediately within the few seconds, I am very happy to hear. So
Jairam Bhai, and don't forget Mauritius, Madagascar and all that also. वो सब लोग भी है.
Yes, Mauritius also I am trying. but I'm not getting the content. Madagascar, no problem. When I was in Kenya, Madagascar, some people I was knowing. Everywhere I need, you see how fast I will keep you posted. The progress and initiative, action. Though I am the man hoping coming together is a beginning, working together is a progress, and keeping together is a success. That is the way of my working.
Very nice, sir. Thank you for your intervention. Extremely supportive and good. Nice. I think we have been together for an hour. I don't know if that helped, that made any sense, but if it did, I am most grateful for you people to listen, to be here at this time of the night and still be present. Thank you so much. And if there's anything we can do for you, we will be happy. Our headquarters of Heartfulness here is in Hyderabad, in called Kanha Shantivanam. We are just outside Hyderabad. I welcome all of you here at any time. If you want, please let us know. And anywhere else in the world also, Africa is one thing, but I can see Patanjali Yogpeeth USA. I think it must be Shekhar Agarwal ji.
Yes, I know him.
Right, so all of you here, any other part of the world also, we'll be very, very happy to coordinate, work together, and be able to share our experiences, which is the reason we are all together. But please be careful. Unless and until we start yoga as it is pure and perfect, and then take it to the next level scientifically, the world is not going to listen to us.
Correct, definitely.
We have to be secular, we have to be scientific, we have to be authentic. Otherwise, we are going nowhere with this. Okay, so I really think your responsibility as World Yogasana is really very, very important. Okay. Sudhakar ji, you had a question?
Ji, namaskar. I was just inquiring about the counter poses and lifestyle issues. Would you be spending a little time on those two subjects, please?
I could not spend a lot of time on that because counter poses, like I said, but that's like almost a lecture by itself. There is so much that we must speak about. I have been thinking a lot on how, but whatever I would say about counter poses, whatever about say about lifestyle, it has to be connected to this work of Yogasana sport. It has to have some meaning in that, right? For example, when we have athletes, very young children training for competition, and we are not careful with them, right? Sport injuries can happen very quickly. And I have seen coaches pushing their children to perform at extreme levels in such a way that is not human, right? And we have seen this with gymnastics, we've seen this with China, we've seen this with Russia. It's not human. It's not humane. So when we are talking about something simple like counter poses, sounds very simple, counter poses, but counter poses could change the life of an athlete, right? So it is very important that we don't go into a sports without having the technical knowledge. You have to be a yoga instructor. You have to be a good yoga practitioner. You have to have years of experience in such a way that you are able to guide your athletes properly, my friends. Or get a yoga trainer who can do it. Suppose you and I want to be yoga coaches. What do? We take somebody who's a yoga teacher, allow that person to get involved. We have now started yoga coaching training, which I think Shreyas ji or one of our people from the national team could tell you how India is doing yoga training for coaches, right? So it's a very, very serious, very recognized course by the government, which has been set up properly. So we can push people to attending those courses. But in there, things like this, the science of poses and counter poses, the science of right breathing, I hope somebody's going to tackle that. Those things are going to matter a lot. Okay. So if you have any technical questions, specific questions, I can take them. But right now, like I have 3 minutes left, it would be difficult to explain it. And I was told that all of you are going to be in a way new to this subject. So I could not technically go straight into the biology, anatomy, and science of yoga poses for the very reason that we had 3 things. And lifestyle, I think I spoke a lot about lifestyle because lifestyle is how you construct your practice. It will result in a lifestyle. You cannot change lifestyle from outside in, but you can change it from inside out. Like, you change, the world changes. Why? Because your nature, your inner nature will change the outlook of life. So it's much more subtle than just waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Right? It's not about going to sleep early. It's not about eating before sunset. It is not about watching our food. It is not about taking sattvic food. It is about our attitude. Our nature will be the one which is of our lifestyle. Lifestyle shapes our nature, our actual character, our actual person. Say you have an orange and you press the orange. What do you get? You get orange juice. Now, when you and I are pressed by circumstances and there is stress, what will come out? What our real nature is will come out. You have seen people who are under stress. They will behave very difficult, very rude, very bad. Abhi to right now we are all happy, nicely sitting in front of our screens. We'll behave very nicely with each other. I'll use fancy words. You'll listen to me. You'll say, hey, this is great. I'll say, you guys are great. But put me in a tough situation where I have to handle 5 things and 6 things are not going okay. Then observe my nature. My real nature will be seen at that time. जो अंदर है वो बाहर आएगा ही आएगा. तो इसको करेक्ट करने के लिए लाइफस्टाइल इज इम्पोर्टेंट और एक दिन में नहीं होता है. My Guruji Daji, he was giving a very nice example saying कि when the forest catches fire, you don't go to dig a well, my friends. वो कुआं पहले से खोद के रखना पड़ता है. So lifestyle is you and me aligning with yoga, aligning with the principles of yoga every single day. That creates a lifestyle. And a lifestyle, I think, creates our ultimate nature. स्वभाव जो आदमी का होता है ना, वो ही उसकी पहचान होती है. आप कितने भी, you can be rich, you can be amazingly popular, you can be very famous, but your nature will create your life. आपका स्वभाव जो है ना, वही आपकी खुशी बनाएगा, आपकी अंदर की संतुष्टि बनाएगा. This is yoga. And we are going to put it into a sport. It's fascinating. ये तो marvelous चीज हो गया. इतनी बड़ी चीज को हम स्पोर्ट्स में भी लेके आ रहे हैं, तो ये तो माने मजा आ गया. It's like amazing. It's fascinating. I mean, I don't know for you, but I get very excited when I see these young athletes. और कोई स्पोर्ट करो कि ना करो, लेकिन योगासन स्पोर्ट्स तो करना ही करना है. And we're going to have a lot of fun people in the years to come. So watch out. And I'm sorry. I mean, I wish I could have spoken more on this. But thank you for still reminding me, Sudhakarji. And maybe next time we'll be having some.
Madam, can I make a request? My request to you is maybe a few bullet points. We are underprivileged in Africa, even as coaches, even as yoga practitioners and teachers. We don't get every day an Ekta madam coming and addressing us. Very, very rare opportunity. At least I would request you to share a few bullet points through the text in the group if possible. That's a request.
I'll do that, sir. And please, if you, again, I'm telling you, Sudhakarji, if you have any request, you see, you may be in Africa, but you're connected. That is the beauty of today's modern technology. If you have any request, please send it to us. We have yoga teachers all over the place. जो लोग ना बैठे हाथ पे हाथ धरे हुए, काम पे लगा देंगे सबको. Any need you have for this noble work, sir, we will be there. Don't worry. Time लगेगा, like we are in India still. गड़बड़ होएगी, time लगेगा, disorganized हो जाएंगे, लेकिन काम होके रहेगा. That much I can guarantee you, because we are determined now. एक ना अंदर से माने मजा आ गया कि ये करके रहना है, तो करेंगे जरूर. देखो आ गए ना हम बोलने के लिए, तो हमारे कितने सारे कलीग है, आप बोलो हम उनको लेके आएंगे. आप जयदीप भाई साहब को एक चीज बोल दोगे ना, ये करके रहते हैं. I hope he's not listening, because I don't want to sound anyway. If he's not here, then I can really tell you that man, he does what he tells. Oh, there he is. Oh my God. Jaideep, put off your camera. You know, I can tell you, we'll get you the guys. Don't worry. Take care. I'm sorry, I wish but I'll send you whatever. I'll send you an actual PowerPoint on this, sir. I promise you. Done.
Yes, Ekta, let me add 2 sentences for me. Sudhakar bhai, we are together from more than about 20 years, and he has put my initiative for Uganda in drive, and we have started the affiliation process and everything very fast, so that the recognition and respect to our Sudhakar bhai.
Terrific. So I think my time is up, and to be honest, I wish I could continue, but I am not going to keep you all because it's already 9:30 in India. हमें बोला गया था कि 8:30 से 9:30 तक आप बोलोगे. Very happy to have been with you, my friends. As soon as possible, I'll be back, and whenever they call me, I'll definitely come, no matter what time it is, no matter where it is. It's the least I can do. But the ball is in your hands. The court is open. I think all of us are ready to work. So let's do this. And again, with a pranams to all our great masters who have inspired us, I'll call this to an end. Any other questions specific to us there, please let the team here know. They'll convey and we'll be able to do it, right? So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the amazing session.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ekta Ben.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ji Pranam, Jaideep, thank you for inviting me. Good job. Bye, everybody.
All of us.
Oh, come on, sir. Thank you. Happy.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
I'm seeing the messages in the chat box.
Oh, yeah.
You're learning.
Yeah, there's a lot of messages in the chat box, isn't it?
Definitely,
right.
they will come up and
You're
we'll do according to your guidance.
Today, you won't believe, today only I met 2 of our members from Heartfulness who have come from Cameroon, and they are African natives from Cameroon, and they were asking me, what can we develop in Cameroon? I said, दाजी के 2 चीज सपने हैं, एक तो एजुकेशन है, टीचर्स को डेवलप करो, और मुझे स्वामी जी महाराज का सपना है कि योगासना को डेवलप करो, आप ये 2 चीजों ले लो. So they are very excited. So I think today only I was talking to them, and when I see Africa like this, I think we are in the right place. So we'll put them in touch with Jairam. So Jairam ji ke saath, aapko, Jaideep, I'll send it to you. It'll be good.
We have grouped all these good persons and good countries together, and this is called yoga.
Very good job, Jaideep. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Hello, madam. Om. Can we talk tomorrow or we talk today? सोना बहन.
हाँ जी भैया, मैं आज ही बात कर सकते हैं, ये सेशन खत्म होते ही बात कर सकते हैं.
Sure. Then I will call you.
I'll call you on the phone.
Okay, sure. Okay. Thank you.
अभी बात कर सकते हैं ना, आप अवेलेबल हो?
हाँ, I'm available. No problem.
मैं अभी फोन से आपको बात करती हूँ.
जी, sure. Okay.
नमस्ते